think, like, what's missing for it to become a bit more mainstream? Do you think it ever will become a bit more mainstreamed, or do you think it will always just be a specific niche?
Yeah, that's actually an excellent question because I think you just nailed the issue with the RTS games when you mentioned StarCraft. I don't know much about Command and Conquer, but when it comes to StarCraft especially, it's a game that, like you said, popped off, but because of the nature of RTS, that it's actually just like harder to play and harder to get into, it's never going to appeal to like the mainstream audience as something like Fortnite. Like that's just a dream that's never going to happen. But I personally think it could be a lot more mainstream than it is right now, and especially Age of Empires 2. Because when it comes to StarCraft, if you don't know what's going on with StarCraft, like if you don't know the game, it's hard to get into it because the things are like aliens and like ships, and it's hard to kind of understand what's what. So the gameplay's smooth and I think it's fun to watch, but it's a bit harder to get into. But Age of Empires, you can show it to anybody, and anybody understands what an archer is. Anybody understands that a spearman will counter a cavalry unit. So I think it's a lot more digestible for a newer audience, and it's for that reason mainly that I think AoE2 is actually seeing a rise in popularity now, whereas some of the other RTSs are stagnating. So I think whereas the glory days for StarCraft or other games might be behind them, I think for AoE2 it's actually in front of us.